time to go to the randomizer. Right this way. All right, the randomizer will determine the mandatory details of your dish. The protein, the produce, the equipment, the style, and the wild card. Lots of opportunities for things to go horribly wrong. Here we go. Round and round it goes, and it lands on pork chop, duck legs, lamb, pork chops and hatch peppers, French fry press, Comfort Classic, and ketchup. Wow. Well, if you got questions, I don't got the answers, because your time starts now. Double cut pork chops. I'm a big pork chop fan. Great thing about that is when you have a double thick cut pork chop like that, it's gonna stay nice and moist. Hatch peppers, they definitely got a good heat to them, but so much flavor, a little bit of sweetness to it. French fry press, what it does, it gives you nice uniform cuts. Comfort Classic, you know, it invokes comfort and happiness, and I think that pork chop would be awesome. Ketchup. This can be used in the marinade, this can be used in sauces. There's a lot going on. This is gonna be a really fun competition with these two.
I came in as a qualifier, and to be able to get to the play-in and then to make it through this second round, it's gonna mean everything. Double cut pork chops is a great cut of meat. The wild card ingredient is ketchup. We know this is a condiment, but essentially it's a tomato sauce. When I think about these ingredients, you know, I'm coming from the Midwest. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and, you know, I just remember as a kid going to school that one of the lunch meals was gonna be a sloppy joe. That's just a comfort food, but taking it to another level. Sloppy Joe 2.0, where I'm gonna fry the chop, take that trim from the chop and actually grind it up and make a sloppy joe. And I'm gonna use the heck out of the Hatch chilies all throughout the cook. It's gonna be epic.
A Comfort Classic with a double cut pork chop, I mean, what's not to like? So I'm gonna do a play on a pork katsudon, and I wanna do a tomato curry sauce using the ketchup.
7 minutes.
He works so fast.
Oh, he is a wild beast in the kitchen.
Where did this batter come from, Chef?
Buttermilk egg batter, Cajun spice, chicken seasoning, some Hatch chilies. I get the pork chops battered, breaded, and I place them into the fryer.
5 minutes, 5 to go.
First thing I do is take the Hatch chili rice. I do a nice big pile down on the bottom of the plate. Next, I grab the tomato curry sauce. I really want to make sure that the cuts from the French fry cutter are, you know, very present. And then I grab the pork chop. I know I'm one of the younger kids here, so to make it to the end would just be amazing.
2 minutes, 2 to go.
Pork chop's looking good, Chef?
Yes, sir. I'm taking my Hatch chili mayo and putting it on the bottom part of the bun and the top of the bun. I place my fried pork chop there. I top the pork chop with the sloppy joe. And then my fries, season it up, place into my bowls.
30 seconds.
I'm super excited. I left it all on in the arena. I did everything I possibly could, and then now it's in the judges' hands.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done! Oh, that was a crazy battle. Back to your trailers. Let's bring in the judges. They're gonna love this.
It's crazy.
Once I saw the randomizer, I was like, I feel like this is what I have to do.
For this randomizer, the chef has hatched a pork plan of Comfort Classics. This is bone-in pork katsudon with ketchup and Hatch chili curry, kombu, and Hatch pepper rice. Everything was processed through the French fry press for the curry. The pork was fabricated, leaving the center bone chopped only. That was seasoned with curry powder, turmeric garam masala, ginger and onion powders, mushroom soy gill stock, Worcestershire sauce, and shiitakes.
Say something. Say something good.
Comfort Classic to me is something which is a hug on a plate. And this is something which is definitely that.
Judges, our chef calls this Sloppy Joe 2.0. The double-cut pork chop was Frenched and trimmed. The trim was ground. It was used to start the process of the Sloppy Joe, which you will see crowning the bone-in chop, which has been fried. So that Sloppy Joe mixture was done with ketchup, the solids from blended hatch chili, and plenty of seasoning. The French fry press was used to make French fries. In terms of the use of the ketchup, it was in the Sloppy Joe and also in the remoulade at the center of the plate.
This is my comfort food. I grew up in Toledo, Ohio. We had Sloppy Joes all the time, and ketchup was in the mix.
Cleveland, that's what's up.
The judges have spoken. I've got the scores. Let's call them back in. Chef Kalina Bliss. Chef Kenny Gilbert. This really came down to mainly about flavor. One chef scored at 81. Good score. The other chef, 91. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the second round battle between Chef Kalina Bliss and Chef Kenny Gilbert is... Chef Kenny Gilbert! Let's take it to the randomizer. Right this way, chefs. Just to remind everybody, the randomizer will determine the mandatory details of your dish. The protein, the produce, the equipment, the style, and then in this first round, a little wild card spin. Move one up, move one down, or my personal favorite, the audience choice. They get to pick one of them that would move.
Okay.
Let's make it happen, Captain. Here we go, going for the protein.
Please don't make us microwave.
Venison tenderloin. Corn always gets picked. Microwave.
Oh, come on!
Earthy. And audience choice.
We love you. Let's say goodbye to Chef Mike.
Audience. Spinning the equipment. Microwave French press. This should be a doozy. Welcome to round one. Chefs, go. They're off. This is farm-raised venison. Not nearly as gamey as typically venison is. Corn we've seen in every iteration. This is gonna be corn on the cob. French press, so this is a coffee press. One of the best ways to drink coffee, and then earthy. I think vegetables, mushrooms would be a really good play on this, and the judges are gonna be looking for it.
I'm gonna try to make a really earthy spice rub.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to make some fresh grits. Style is earthy. Venison is kind of a good fit. Venison, it's like a deer is wandering through the woods already. It kind of makes sense.
You'll see there's a little bit of silver skin on the outside. Chef needs to remove that or else it becomes a little bit chewy and a little tough on the palate.
I'm making an earthy poached venison tenderloin over corn puree with a corn mushroom salad.
Chefs, this is the final 5 minutes. 5 minutes to be plated. Really good.
Should we plate something, you guys? What do you think? So I'm first gonna put down my corn grit puree. Then I'm gonna put down a little bit of my mixture of grilled corn, onions, and beet greens. Put a few slices of the venison. Next thing, I'm just gonna put a nice spoonful of my sauce on the venison and put these beautiful maitake mushrooms right on top. I'm hoping that the sauce is balanced, and I'm excited that I got my first cook in the main bracket on the plate.
First, I'm gonna add my corn puree, followed by a little pile of fried katafi. I add my black garlic brushed venison loin, a medallion of that. I'm gonna finish it with my sauce. It's too thin. I don't know, do I add more, do I add less? And time's running out. I wanna get something green on my plate, just a little bit of watercress. I hope the judges score me well on how many times I hit the randomizer.
8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's it.
Culinary comrades, in front of you, we have dry rubbed and grilled venison tenderloin. That is on a sauté of charred corn, charred red onion, and beet greens. That is then finished with a salad of dry rubbed and grilled mushrooms. We then have the French press created sauce that was charred corn husks, black garlic, red wine vinaigrette, and a little bit of miso and olive oil.
Damn, Steph.
Lots going on this forest floor.
When she says this, it's like, this all happened?
First of all, great cooking, great development of flavor, and I love the usage of fresh herbs inside of this. I feel like that sauce is really making this dish. It's a dish that would work without it, and it works really well with it.
Judges, our chef calls this deer walking in the woods. The venison was seasoned with a spice rub that was crafted from mushroom powder made from pulverized shiitake, garam masala, five-spice,
took the dried mushrooms, that was
and
smart.
king. The trim became a stock that was fortified with more black garlic, dried porcini, sake, shirodashi, white soy sauce, veal stock, balanced with rice vinegar, and more mushroom powder. This then was strained through the French press. In terms of corn elements, the husk was charred, the cob was charred, and that was also in that sauce that was eventually strained. The corn in its most natural state was cooked with shiitake mushrooms, sesame oil, and butter.
Oh, they're eating the crap out of it, so I'm pretty sure that hers is equally delicious.
Chef Marcus, clearly, Chef is super talented. But there's a lot of difficult cooking techniques happening in just 30 minutes. I love the corn shiitake. The texture of the broth is a little bit too light, but I love the flavor of the broth.
I needed 1 more minute.
I know the chefs cooked their hearts out. Let's bring them back in. Chef Leanne Wong. Chef Stephanie Izard.
Monster culinary, I need to.
Here we go. One chef scored a 77.
These guys are tough.
The other chef scored 80. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the first round battle between Chef Leanne Wong and Chef Stephanie Izard is... Stephanie Izard! Congratulations! Time to get busy. Let's take it to the randomizer.
Let's go.
Right this way. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, boy. So the randomizer will determine the mandatory international elements of your dish. The protein, the produce, the equipment, the style, and finally, a globally inspired wild card ingredient.
Wow. Just not a combination that I want right now.
I'm gonna give you plenty of time to think about it as I spin. Let's go for the protein.
This is a crazy randomizer team. I don't know 1/3 of these things.
Protein, protein, protein.
Come on, baby.
Oh, Branzino.
Oh.
And bok choy. Handheld waffle iron, fresh and fried, and canned ackee. That's not bad to work with. You got a lot of really good options here. Feel good? Ready, set, go.
All right, here we go. Well, the randomizer definitely got harder this round.
Way harder.
Oh, Branzino. I mean, this is like the cornerstone of Mediterranean cooking. You go everywhere in Italy, you go everywhere in Greece, you'll find it. Bok choy type of Chinese cabbage, super versatile, can go anywhere. Handheld iron. So this is 2 hinged pieces. You pour the waffle batter in there. You're gonna use this over the stove. This is a camping waffle maker. Fresh and fried, everything fried loves something fresh. This has got all kinds of play inside of it. Canned ackee. It's pretty adaptable. They'll be able to do some great things with it. It's just gotta have a big mind and a big imagination of how to employ all of this, especially that handheld waffle iron.
The whole Branzino requires a ton of skill and time in order to break it down. But that's why it's tournament champions, not tournament averages.
Chad, did you just take my bin?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No worries. That's okay, I'll take those chilies. The first thought that comes into my mind, that's what I need to do. And so I'm gonna go a whole fried Branzino with ackee island sauce with crispy garnishes.
Cook with a lot of canned ackee, chef.
Never. There's a couple of firsts happening today.
It's a savory fruit out of West Africa, and the seeds have been removed because they're so toxic.
Let's go, Jet!
Fresh and fried, I love it. Also, whole Branzino. I mean, I have broken down and fried fish literally thousands of times in my career. That's Asian food right there, man. So I'm gonna do some type of whole fried fish, and then I'm gonna top it with a very light bok choy, apple, and onion salad.
This is the final 10 minutes, 10 to go.
I come from the school of you gotta hit each item on the randomizer twice. So I'm gonna use the bok choy 2 ways. I'm gonna slice the big bok choy and the little bok choy into thin strips, into chiffonade is what we call it. And I'm going to warm some of that for the base of the plate.
Chef, where's the sauce gonna go?
Sauce is gonna go onto this bok choy stir fry. And then for the fresh bok choy salad, green apple, onion, because it is fried and fresh. I make a dressing of ackee crab fat mother sauce and add chili crisp, lime juice, sugar. Wasting movement. Ackee dressing. I have been Final Four 4 times, but it would mean the world to me to share this belt and this win with everyone that's been on Team Tila for 7 years now.
4 minutes, 4 to go.
I think his ackee fruit waffles turned out awesome. I'm really happy with how golden brown delicious they are on the outside. Really what I was looking for. I'm gonna plate all of the fresh components of the fried fish plate first. Pickled bok choy and that ackee fruit waffle. I'm gonna put the waffle iron griddled choy right next to the waffle. And over top of my fried fish goes the island sauce, that jerk and ackee and tamarind seasoning. I like the plate of food I made. I trust my flavors. I really hope it's enough to win, though.
2 minutes.
I need to start with my showstopper, which is my Branzino carcass. Almost like a little bowl to kind of force everything in the middle. Now, I'm not trying to make a perfect waffle-shaped ackee rice cake. I'm going for the crispiness and the doneness of the rice. I actually roll the fillets in that mother sauce, and I'm trying to build height and some color interest. And I want to arrange this so they see bok choy pieces immediately. This dish will wow in its flavor and its textural variance. I love this dish.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What a battle.
Judges, before you is deep-fried whole Branzino, accompanied by crispy ackee mochi rice, which was cooked in the handheld waffle maker, and bok choy 2 ways. The whole Branzino, fried and then tossed in ackee crab fat sauce. The bok choy first was tossed as a chiffonade in the apple and red onion salad with the ackee vinaigrette. From there, as a sauté, some wilted bok choy.
Tell me how delicious this is.
Whoever the chef is, they did an incredible amount of work in the amount of time that they had to break down a whole Branzino, utilize both the flesh and the bones. The presentation, incredible.
Yes! Culinary queens in front of you. We have island-style fried whole Branzino with an ackee waffle and island spice sauce, celebration of bok choy, and fresh garnishes. The Branzino remained entirely intact and seasoned with a blend of shio-koji jerk marinade. The waffles constructed with ackee brown butter. The bulbs of the bok choy were pickled. Fresh leaves are on the side of the plate, allowing you to eat it lettuce cup style if you would like. They were also handheld waffle roasted in brown butter.
This is the worst. Worst part of the whole show.
Going into this direction and going Caribbean was such a smart choice because ackee is the national fruit of Jamaica.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring him back in. Chef Jonathan Sawyer, Chef Jet Tila.
Let's hug it out this time.
It was a great cook.
It was an honor and a pleasure to watch you cook. Creative menus, dynamite presentation, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a 1-point difference.
Oh, stop it.
The difference of 79 to 78.
That's crazy.
The winner of the battle for the A Division title between Chef Jet Tila and Chef Jonathan Sawyer is...